probably seen the headlines. Tensions are high between the United States, Israel, and Iran. But why? What's the real story behind this decades-long conflict? It's a complicated web of history, religion, and power. But let's break it down together. It all started back in 1953. The US and Britain helped overthrow Iran's democratically elected prime minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, because he wanted to nationalize Iran's oil industry. They put the Shah back in power, an autocratic king who was friendly to the West. For the next 26 years, the Shah's rule was marked by modernization, but also brutal repression of dissent, all with American support. This created a deep-seated resentment among many Iranians then. In 1979, everything changed. The Iranian Revolution, led by Ayatollah Khomeini, overthrew the Shah. This wasn't just a political change, it was a religious one. Iran became an Islamic republic, viewing the U.S. as the great Satan for its past interference and its support for Israel. The anger peaked during the Iran hostage crisis, where 52 American diplomats were held for 444 days. This event severed diplomatic ties and cemented the hostility between the two nations. Now, where does Israel fit in? Before the revolution, Israel and Iran actually had a quiet, cooperative relationship. But the new Islamic Republic saw Israel as an illegitimate state and an extension of America. Influence in the Middle East, they began supporting anti-Israel groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Palestine. For Israel and Iran, with growing regional influence and a potential nuclear program as an existential threat, they see Iran's support for these groups as a direct attack on their security. This brings us to the nuclear issue. For years, the world has worried about Iran's nuclear program. Iran insists it's for peaceful energy purposes, but the US and Israel fear they are secretly trying to build a nuclear bomb. This fear led to heavy international sanctions, crippling Iran's economy. In 2015, a deal was struck. Iran agreed to limit its nuclear activities in exchange for lifting the sanctions. But in 2018, the US pulled out of the deal, reimposing even tougher sanctions and escalating tensions once again. So you have a three-way standoff. The US wants to curb Iran's regional power and prevent it from getting a nuclear weapon, using sanctions and military deterrence. Israel sees Iran as its biggest threat and has conducted covert operations to sabotage its nuclear program. And Iran, feeling cornered by sanctions and military threats, pushes back by expanding its influence through proxy groups and continuing its nuclear development. It's a cycle of mistrust and provocation. Each side's actions are seen as aggressive by the others, leading to retaliation and further escalation, from drone strikes to cyber attacks. The conflict plays out across the Middle East. Understanding this history is key to understanding the news we see today. It's not a simple story of good versus evil, but a complex struggle for power, security, and influence that has shaped the modern world. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explanations of complex world events. See you next time.